Hi, I'm Laurie Hoke. I am here to visit with you today, this discussion about the infamous subject of fear. Take a deep breath, shake off everything that's tried to come at you today, and let's have some serious conversation that's going to move the needle for you as we discover what fear really is, what it indicates about you, and where it might be hiding in your life without you even realizing it. I consider myself well equipped to be able to have this conversation, this candid conversation with you today, because I have been facing fears for the 10 years I've been on this epic personal growth journey. And that's what I feel like personal growth really is. It's about learning to face our fears. See, we can't move to the next level. We can't become more tomorrow than we are today without facing our fears, because growth happens outside the comfort zone. What I found keeps most people in their comfort zone, what is a disqualifier for most people fulfilling their potential, is this idea of fear. This concept that people are so unwilling to embrace the unfamiliar, that they're unwilling to get comfortable with risk, and that they defer and default to the familiar time and time again because it's predictable, it's safe, and it allows them to manage their lives in a way that they don't have to feel the fear. But you know what? As we look at what fear really means, let's understand it this way. Fear is a neutral emotion in the sense that it's neither good nor bad necessarily, but rather it's the beliefs we attach to the fear. It's the fear actually showing us what we're believing about certain situations, people, experiences, or ourselves that indicate the fears. When we can feel the fear in the moment and identify that, wow, that fear is actually, now most of us don't do this on a conscious basis. That's why I'm talking to you about it today, so you can become more aware of it. But when we feel the fear, if instead of feeling that unpleasant emotion, that's really what fear is an unpleasant emotion that is tied with sensing that we're perceiving a threat, that we're perceiving some sort of discomfort or danger. What if we stopped fearing the fear itself and instead looked at the fear as an indicator that we're on the right path, that we're moving forward, that we're moving, that we're doing and being something more than we've known to this point? And if instead of shutting down the fear and retreating and reverting when those red sirens go off, what if we pause to say, what's causing this fear? I'm afraid that they won't like me. Or maybe I'm afraid I won't be accepted here. I'm afraid I don't belong. I'm afraid they won't respect me if I confront them or if I say something that conflicts with their opinions or beliefs. I'm afraid of failing. Maybe I'm afraid to succeed. Maybe I'm afraid of my power. Maybe underneath that fear is really the indicator that I'm afraid of what I'm capable of. I'm afraid I'm not enough. I'm afraid I'm too much. I'm afraid I'm more than people can handle. I'm afraid I'm unlovable. I'm afraid I don't know how to love. I'm afraid I don't need other people. I'm afraid of being alone. There are so many levels we could take this to. What I'm discovering about myself lately is that I'm discovering that fear hides. All of those statements I just listed were places that fear hides. We don't go around probably being aware of these statements I just rattled off, but rather that's underneath the fear we're feeling and the avoidance we choose as a result most times versus overcoming by facing our fears. I found that indecision is a big one of where fear hides in my life. I'm afraid of making the wrong decision. So therefore I get wrapped up and I hesitate and I cause delay and I'm really prolonging the process of my growth and learning because I'm I'm unwilling to make a quick and swift decision, even after I've had the time to thoroughly think it through, because I'm afraid of it being the wrong choice. I'm afraid of what it might cost me, beyond just the financial implications, if I make the wrong choice. So fear is hiding there in me embracing indecision. It's paralyzing me. It's keeping me stuck. Where is fear keeping you stuck? Whether just in your own personal experience of how you're leading yourself, or in your relationships, in your career, in your profession, in your family. Where does fear have a hold on you that you didn't even realize that's what it was? You see, feeling fear is okay. Feeling fear is not to be avoided. Feeling fear indicates we're on the right path. But letting fear have the last word, letting fear make the decision for us, or lack of decision, is where the problem comes in. Feeling fear is to be embraced. It's part of our humanity. We'll never get around not feeling fear to some degree, unless, like I said before, you manage your life so tightly, you have a box that's this big that you never step outside. But feeling fear is to be embraced. Allowing it to paralyze us is not. What I have found is that the moments where I'm most afraid, the perfect antidote to that is to do the thing I'm afraid of doing. Most of the time, this ominous threat of the fear itself is far scarier than actually doing the thing. I try to live my life, lead my life in a way where daily I'm facing my fears, to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because in the facing my fears, action cures the fear. It's not near as scary to actually do the thing than the idea that we build up in our minds around what it will cost us to face that thing. So if we're not unwilling to face our fears, the fear has mastered us. But if we feel our fears and embrace that, we become powerful. We become a force to be reckoned with. We are bold and courageous, whatever that fear might be. Our fears are all unique to who we are, and our fears indicate what we are believing. They're the sirens that alert us to our belief system. What you fear may not faze me one bit, and what you're deathly afraid of, I might find effortless. It's not about comparing or looking around. It's about our internal journey. One thing, actually a few things I'd like you to think about moving forward from this point. What are you afraid of? And what if you had the power in you to move past that and not let fear have the last word? What would be different? Second, where is fear hiding in your life that you're not aware of? Just a minute, baby. I'll be with you in just a second. I'm helping the world become fearless. Where is fear mastering you that you don't realize? Where is fear hiding in your life that you're unaware of? And what can you do from this point forward to face that instead of hiding it? Until next time, face that fear and let me know how it goes. That's where you find who you really are and what you're capable of.